So if he won't leave of his own accord because he needs this money and nobody else is going to pay him this way, like he's in his best spot. He's locked himself into his best position within the market. He is at his what's called highest and best use market wise. And so the market loves him being there, and he needs to be there because he doesn't know how to survive without that level of income, which feels crazy. It always feels crazy. There's this idea called the hedonic treadmill. And so the hedonic treadmill basically means at whatever pace you've ever been running, that's the pace you always need to run to feel good. So if you get a $10,000 bonus at work this year, by all metrics within the average American, that should fundamentally change the day-to-day lifestyle, at least in the short term, of the average American family. A sudden $10,000 windfall that was unexpected should pay for that. You've been wanting your kids to go to soccer camp, or you've been struggling with credit card debt, or you've had a car that's broken, or you've had a house repair you need to do, or you've wanted to take some night classes to advance your career. Like that sudden 5-digit windfall should fundamentally change your life. But what they found is then when you get a $10,000 windfall the second year, it doesn't do the same thing. And you see it with celebrities. They have a $1 million year, a $10 million year, and people are like, how are they not happy? Well, because last year they had an $11 million year. So the 10 doesn't feel good anymore. It doesn't light the same circuits in our lizard brains. And so if Pete has gotten himself to where he has to spend $2 million a year or 2 years in cars just to feel alive, then the first time he leaves and realizes he can't just go drop $50,000 on a car in the parking lot because the guy offered it to him, and he can't just swipe his card for that because he needs to actually start counting pennies again. That's not going to feel good. So he's never going to leave. So like,
come on, let's be nice to Pete. He gives tours of his cars to underserved children, which that's not weird at all.
And then he says 2 days later, well, good luck. Have a good one. The
the future of Bungie, that's a problem, is that he can't leave. It's the same with Bobby. Like Bobby was never going to leave until he got just a preposterous amount of money handed to him.
And that's kind of the other thing on the Sony side. It's like, how much money do they like contractually have to pay Pete to leave as well?
Yeah, what's his golden parachute? What's that cost? But in y'all brought up obviously Blizzard, and we've talked about that, and so there's a juxtaposition here. What we've seen with Microsoft having to do various different layoffs, unionizing within like the World of Warcraft division, but also the announcement coming out that they're basically spinning up these different AA dev teams within Blizzard. That could actually start to maybe produce these AA games, which right now, from a market perspective, I would say if you were going to define 2024 by any kind of metric, it's that we've had a lot of really good AA sized games come out that a lot of people are enjoying around that $40 marker, as opposed to the 70 and, constantly
and I think that's going to be a interesting shift as we go into the basically as the $40 probably, because with the way that Blizzard's doing this, and if they actualize even half of the games that they're talking about, we could see a market shift to the AA game being the standard, and then like the AAA game being like this is the big thing, the once every couple of years Skyrim or Red Dead or whatever.
But if it helps them discover a Vampire Survivors, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If instead of $100 million, you go make $101 million games,
the Blair Witch effect.
Would you find one?